Hello everyone, CrystalFissure here, and welcome back to another part of my retrospective Let's Play of Nicktoons Racing. Joining me today is off-topic Nintendo Gen 64 and Nicktoon lover, but as told by Ginger, anti-snob guy that didn't watch it because didn't like female characters.
I was a kid.
Yeah, no. I was just going to say that I actually replied to your comment, and I was talking about how, like, subconsciously, I think I was the same. Like, I would just watch. I preferred things with male leads.
Is that why you hated Daria at the time?
Did I say I hated Daria?
No. I think that was the other Andrew who said he hated Daria.
Okay, well, he's
like,
just a sexist pig.
I remember not liking Daria either because it was on.
Either.
See, it was on in that awkward period between when the cartoons finished. Yeah, it was like cartoons had finished and just before the news. There was that half-hour time slot.
Definitely.
For the weird shows that they used to have.
I like Daria.
Yeah, Daria's quality.
I watched it when I was a kid, and it was like, I think the first kind of, I guess, hardcore show I watched. I don't know, its rebellious nature triggered something in me when I was like a young kid, so I really liked it, but I never got to watch it much because, it was on at an awkward time.
Yeah, my older sister always, she really liked that show. I remember, my few memories of her as a kid was she always was watching that.
So just to quickly clarify, commentary on this game's mechanics has ceased. Alright, so we're not going to be discussing Nicktoons Racing game mechanics. We will be discussing Nicktoons Racing Nicktoons, but, because I now have done these challenges twice...
Look, sir, don't dictate to me what I will and will not discuss.
Well, okay, okay. If you
although I'll tell you about my fond nostalgia for this game is I was talking to you in just privately just like a while ago about this, but it seemed like every week my mum used to take us to this sort of sports club thing. It's like it's called a sports club, but it's sort of like a restaurant type thing with like the poker machines and like they'd have live music occasionally. And after we ate, our mum would, or before and after we ate, our mum would shove us off into the kids' room, the games room.
Do you know the real reason why, Angus?
Because she was playing the poker machines.
Yeah, she loves it.
Yeah, I knew
Gambling
that.
Okay. Did she break bank? Did she win?
She broke bad. That's what happened.
Oh.
So anyway, we used to go into the games room, and they had a few games like the pretty nostalgic, like Crash 3, Rayman. They had that on there, and they had this game as well. And I used to play this game quite a lot.
Did you give up after like 10 seconds because you were so frustrated? Like, look at
this shit. I remember Racer X, and I really wanted to...
the Mystery Racer?
Mystery Racer, whatever it's called. And I really wanted to unlock it, and I never did.
I got a spoiler alert for you guys. It's Plankton.
Yeah, I heard its voice as it was driving past. I was like, for fuck's sake, that's way too obvious.
Yeah, I know, right? And also, as Teal Game Master said in his recent review, he said that you can actually see his green arms, like when he's writing the letter. In the background, like in the intro cutscene. So, yeah.
Oh, spoilers!
Well, I mean, I guess it's just if you can guess, like if you're smart enough to figure it out.
But I mean, it's strange how those games you couldn't save them because they were just like on a console in a cabinet in some games room in some restaurant. But every time I'd go there, I would always try to get progress in these games.
Yeah.
So I probably weekly played Crash Bandicoot 3 from the start to the third warp room or something.
Yeah, see that's definitely I reckon I was like that with Banjo-Kazooie a couple of times, like being in that mountain level because we used to have there was a copy of that at Wiggly Worms. Wiggly Worms, Fraser, down at
yes, I remember that.
Wiggly Worms is fucking shit, bruh.
Yeah, it was where I had all my early birthday
parties. Oh yeah, big fucking parties there. Your chocolate milkshakes, Jesus, they were good.
So good.
They were good.
The
ball pit
was one of those kid play house things with
put it this way. This way. If I was invited to a Wiggly Worms birthday on this day, if the age limit didn't actually literally stop me from being able to go there,
literally stop you.
I would play on those machines. I mean, on those those things because it's fun. They were acrobatics, not acrobatics, but climbing and stuff like that.
That padding, the padding they use for the floor and the thing they put around the poles and everything is so iconic.
Oh yeah, very.
That's
very
sort of gym mat type padding stuff they use in those play areas. We had a similar one. It was called Chipmunks. And they had Wrath of Cortex.
Oh my god.
They had Breath of Cortex, and they also had this Toy Story skateboard game.
Oh, you know what that is? Disney's Extreme Skate Adventure.
Yeah, that one, yeah.
Yeah, which is actually run on the same engine as Tony Hawk's, believe it or not.
And
So,
they were on
these
were on the original Xbox.
Yep, that's right.
So this is sort of dated.
Yeah, that's it. Like Xbox seemed to be popular. Xbox seemed to be popular with like those like, you know, bistros and shit like that, and like cafes.
Yeah. Well, no, Chipmunks was a one of those playhouse type places.
Yeah, no, same with Wiggly Worms. But I'm pretty sure they may have got an Xbox towards the end of the run, I think.
Well, it's interesting as well, actually, because all those sort of establishments, like the libraries and the play places and the restaurants, I think they were sort of behind current gaming, because a lot of them had N64s in them, and the PlayStation 1s lasted for ages. Like, I would probably say the last time I went to my local library was about 2007 or something like that, and they still had a PlayStation 1 there.
Yeah, wow. That's pretty cool.
In 2007, they had a PlayStation 1 at the library. It's weird.
I respect that.
Yeah, me too.
Entertaining the new generation of kids.
The popular games in rotation still included Ape Escape and Monsters Inc. on the PlayStation 1.
That's just awesome.
Yeah,
pretty cool.
Awesome. Now, just to let you guys know, I did just load a state because pretend that's the noble days of the original Let's Play. No, okay, there's no nobility here.
I didn't even realize you did that, by the way.
Yeah,
I've been off in my own little world here,
second place, so that's good enough.
The old days.
Basically, I have no desire to even pretend that I'm going to be doing this legitimately.
It doesn't matter if you win, though.
It does. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you need a win to unlock the next one. It's a real pain in the ass.
Where was the first time you ever found out about Crash Team Racing? Arguably the best racing game of all time.
I went the wrong way. There's Indictive-tainment who guest starred in the last part. Believe that, guys. He said the other way is the quicker way, but yeah. Anyway, when was the first time Crash Team Racing? I reckon it was. Oh man, you know what it was? It was the demo. There was a demo that you could play on like one of those kids demo discs thing when you used to, those demo discs back in the day.
Yeah, I used to get the PlayStation magazine and they came with them.
Yeah, and this was I had two ones. I had this like kids thing that I don't know where Mum got it somewhere, and then the original demo disc that came with the PlayStation. And I remember this was, and you know what level it was? It was Dingo Canyon. That was the one that we got, and that was really fun, and I loved it. But I didn't know how to, even up until 2010, I didn't know how to properly like slide boost and all that shit.
Oh my god! Wow.
Like if you watch the original one of my first videos.
Well, first of all, you're playing on the weird sort of hacked version of the
that's
ISO.
true. But the gameplay mechanics weren't any different. It was just the looks of it. Yeah, that kind of.
What about you, Fraser? When was the first time you played it?
I think I saw it. Like I used to go to this store that was like a PS1. I don't know. It sold a lot of those PS1 games, and you could rent them as well. That was pretty cool. And I remember seeing it, but I never wanted to get it because at the time I was a stubborn kid who hated racing games. So I missed out.
Oh, you actually missed out on Crash Team Racing.
Yeah, as for childhood, I've played it since, but it's just like I'm very disappointed in young Fraser who just hated racing games for no reason at all, other than I sucked at them.
I gotta say, Crash Team Racing was like my favorite game as a little kid. Like I think the first time I've ever played it must have been. Like I think it was fresh. Like it was probably 1999 or something like that, either 99 or 2000.
Yeah.
And I was in my local library, and they had it up on the TV screen there, and I had no idea what it was because I was familiar with Crash Bandicoot at this point, but I didn't know what this was. And I played it, and I became addicted to it. And I made my Mum. I made my mum try. I wanted her to buy it for me, but she didn't buy it for me.
Disappointing.
Because of course I don't know. It must have been moderately expensive or something. And then that was the first time I played it. I didn't play it again after that, until the following year, when I went over to my friend's house and we stayed up all night and we played the entire game through and beat Oxide. But I say stayed up all night. It was probably only like midnight or 2 in the morning or something like that.
Up all night back in the day was like 2 o'clock.
That was late. I remember when my bedtime was like 9 o'clock.
Well, see, the thing is, right, I really remember this because I stayed over his house. His name was Reese, by the way. He actually ended up getting hit by a car like the following year or something.
Jesus.
And he like broke his arms and his legs, and he was in a wheelchair for a bit. But we stayed up all night playing this game, and I could tell you the movie that was on, like, we watched this movie at midnight, or part of it. It was the remake of I Know What You Did Last Summer, starring Freddie Prinze Jr. I don't know how I remember that. I was like 6 or 7 at the time. And anyway, so that was the movie on. And then after that, he stayed over at my place. And
sleepover.
Yeah, like I was super tired at this point, and the Magic Pudding was on.
Yes, the Magic Pudding. Holy shit!
That movie was on, and I was so tired that I fell asleep and went to bed. And my brother, who wasn't really friends with Reese and Aaron, like they all stayed up to normal bedtimes. And then I like felt like I missed out on this great night they had.
Oh man, you know I would feel like that too. You know.
Yeah, and then I think it must have been after that my mom was with her boyfriend at the time, Brian. And I convinced him to buy me Crash Team Racing. He bought it for me.
Yes.
Like Brian wanted those brownie points so bad.
He was really like he must have been a millionaire, I reckon.
He loved it.
Like he was super rich. He owned like so much shit that I didn't even know what he had his hands in. Like he had cattle and horses and went to auctions. Like he probably was a bit wealthy, but I didn't know at the time. Anyway, so he bought me Crash Team Racing, and then I like non-stop played it.
What do you guys think about? I'm trying to think. Like, yeah, actually, what do you? I can't remember if I asked you this during the original Let's Play, but what do you guys think of? Did you guys ever watch SpongeBob? You know, like.
Yes.
Did I ever watch SpongeBob?
Yeah.
Questions that.
Well, you know how much? Because like, you would have, because you had you had Foxtel, I guess, for a while. But what about you, Fraser?
Yeah, I love SpongeBob back in the day. I remember when I first watched it, and it was one of those shows that just captured me from moment one when I watched it. I think the first episode I saw was the one where SpongeBob gets to be home monitor for a day or something.
Oh my god, he takes it out of control. Yeah. You know, pretty typical trope. Like a lot of TV shows have done that, but that was funny. Yeah, that was really.
It was a wonderful introduction to SpongeBob, and even Patrick as well, who was a great supporting role in the episode.
Yeah, I think every time we went, like, it seemed like a yearly tradition. I've done it for a couple of years now, but our family always used to go up to the Sunshine Coast for like a couple of weeks in like the start of the year or the end of the year around Christmas time. Yeah. And they always had those SpongeBob like marathons around that time. Remember those, like the SpongeBob house parties?
Yeah. They were always on.
Oh, yeah.
And even though we were staying in like hotels on the Sunshine Coast at the beach and everything, we would sit inside for hours and watch SpongeBob.
That's your life, isn't it?
I mean, it was just so entertaining. I loved it.
It is.
How old were you when you did that?
Probably the first. I don't know whenever they started it. Like, I mean, I'd seen the show before, but probably about like 12 or something.
Yeah. And I remember you used to talk about. Remember the time you guys went and you watched like Victorious or whatever.
Oh yeah. Well, that was recently. That was only in 2000 and like started 2013, I think. No. It was the start of 2012. Yeah, start of 2012.
Oh man. Oh no. Oh, okay, first. That was very close.
It was Liam, Jorvan, and myself, and we watched, like, we pretty much just marathoned. Well, we didn't just marathon it because like they showed like 4 episodes in a row in the mornings on Nickelodeon, so we used to watch it.
Which is a shame because Victorious is complete shit in my opinion.
It is shit. I know. People. I've seen like every episode though.
It got cancelled too. It didn't wasn't one of those ones that sort of like ended amicably. It sort of like got cancelled.
Amicably,
yeah. Sorry.
It's weird though because the intended star of that. What the fuck is up with Arnold's eyes? Jesus Christ!
Arnold, what have you done?
Well, it's weird with Victorious because the intended star of that show was Victoria Justice, but Ariana Grande ended up with the bigger career out of it.
Yeah,
Ariana Grande,
who I don't really like. To be honest, I don't really like her.
You don't like
Isn't
her?
that interesting?
No, I don't know. I just don't. I don't like her. I don't like. I don't. It's Plankton. Well, I'll use him next time. Like Plankton, you know, like sorry, not Plankton. Plankton.
Plankton.
Yeah, really don't like that Plankton guy. No, I do like Plankton. And what's his name? douchebag. Ariana Grande. I just don't see her appeal really. Like she was very annoying in those Nicktoons. Sam and Cat. She was a wet blanket.
Oh, that show got cancelled as well.
Holy shit! Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that they're not friends anymore. So drama. Because Jeanette McCurdy's like now in like a Canadian TV series. So
also her nudes got exposed as well.
Have you seen them, Angus?
I've not seen them yet.
I have.
Where can I find them?
Google Jeanette McCurdy nudes.
Right, be right back.
How many of these Nicktoons did you actually watch? Like, did you ever watch like Real Monsters?
I was talking about this in the last part, but Real Monsters is one I just never saw. I didn't know this guy's name was Ickis.
Because I used to love that show actually. I used to really like Real Monsters. I don't know why. It had some weird comedy appeal to me.
What was it about? Like,
it's like there's a school underground, under like a garbage pit, like dump, and they're basically like kids. And there's this guy called the Grumble, I think his name is.
Right.
And he's like this really effeminate, like weirdo guy, and he's their lecturer, and he's teaching them how to be monsters. So every episode, like, he gives them a sort of like an assignment where they have to go out into the real world and like scare people. Like, it's sort of like a Monsters University type situation.
Okay.
I like the show, but I think I can't remember. Was it on late at night? Like,
yeah, it definitely felt like that to me because I think when
Well, I know it was on ABC. It was on like around like it was in that Daria time slot.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's. It was always on the time slot where I wasn't watching it, so that's why I don't think I was as well exposed to the show. But when I did get to glimpse it, I liked it.
That 3:30 to 4 time slot was fucking prime.
It was pretty much like that 5 to 6 because the news started at 6 o'clock, and basically anything from 5 and 5:30 was like sort of more adultish. Yeah. Like it was like older kids type shows. So like Hey Arnold used to be on during that time slot.
Hey Arnold.
Because I had no life as a kid. I would get home and watch I would catch the end of Question Time, and then I would watch from Play School. Not Play School.
Oh, I used to watch Play School when I was a bit younger though.
Maybe I don't know if I think Play School was on earlier.
I think that I actually watched Play School a bit too old than I should really admit. Actually, to be honest. You know,
it's really good though.
I reckon I used to get like the sort of ASMR type feelings when I used to watch like them build shit. I just like when they used to build shit. You know, like create stuff. That was fun. To this day, it's actually pretty entertaining. But like
when I was sick from school, I guess. Do you remember when set-top boxes had just come out and they opened up the ABC2 channel?
Yeah.
And it was like the digital channel, and it was only on from like 9 o'clock to like 3 o'clock, and then it went like dead air for like the rest of the night.
That's right. Yeah.
Like they used to have this infographic thing that just like told you about the news of the day for like from like the nighttime until the next day. Well, anyway, when I was home from school, I would, for some reason, because it was like a brand new thing, watch that channel like exclusively, and then they had like weird shit on it, like shit I've never seen since, like just weird kids shows, like young kids shows that just like I don't know, it's weird, and I watch it.
And I have to restart the whole fucking race because I came fourth. Apparently, fourth means restart. So.
But what was I saying? Yeah, and Ren and Stimpy, when my mum had like this sort of falling out with her, the guy who bought me Crash Team Racing. When they had
God, you're really detailing your mum's decline in this.
Well, see, the thing is though, when they broke up, for the first time, we moved into this. Yeah, they broke up twice. We moved to this weird like house that he actually owned still. Like he still owned it. It was like another one of his properties. In the middle, like it was in the middle of a paddock. Literally just down the road from where we used to live.
Okay.
Like you could walk there in like 5 minutes, and it was in the middle of this paddock. There was like this 200-meter driveway to get to the place, and it was totally isolated. And when we just moved in there, we went to the video shop and rented out series 1 and 2 or something of Ren and Stimpy and Marathon.
Yes.
So you've seen it all?
Yeah, well, most of it. And then I watched a bit more of it when we were staying like. It was on Foxtel late at night as well.
Yeah.
And then there was a remake, like a Ren and Stimpy adults only bit, which is like a complete flop and like wasn't good.
I think one good appeal to like the classic Ren and Stimpy was it always touched on those borders. So it was entertaining to see it kind of touch those borders of almost too bad for a kids show.
Yeah.
But when it kind of crossed those borders, it's just like it crosses the borders, so it's almost less funny. It's like it's subtle when you're just at the edge of just being absolutely fucked up.
Oh yeah, it is a weird like you get so much out of it watching it as an older person.
Yeah. I still love the show. I put some clips in like the first part of this Let's Play. It's just like
I watched them. Yeah, the Anthony's dad clip.
I love that clip. It's like what the hell? It's so over dramatic.
There's an episode where they sell.
And he talks about the whole industry. Basically, he like makes a comment on the whole Hollywood industry. Like,
there is this episode where they're in prison. Or no, they're trying to get a movie made, and there's this big fat guy in prison who's like the director or something, or like a producer. It is the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
I vaguely remember this episode. It's been a long time since I've seen some, but the whole show is just, it's not a kid's show, but it is.
Yeah. And how about the arguably my least favorite of the Nicktoons?
Here we
the
go.
Wild Thornberrys.
Oh, controversial.
I never really got the Wild Thornberrys. Maybe it was the female protagonist, Eliza. I didn't like her that much.
Eliza.
I remember having to watch the movie. Like I went over to some girl's house, but I was 7, so it wasn't fun. But like they made me watch the entire movie, and I admit I really liked it as a 7-year-old kid. So I think it's a solid show, I guess.
The Wild Thornberrys taught lessons in many ways. Like I don't know.
Yeah, but it wasn't funny or entertaining. Like it wasn't really funny though.
That's interesting. It's actually very interesting.
I don't remember enough about it to know whether it.
I reckon. I don't know. I just feel like you'd like it if it came out today, or like if it was
possibly
if you watched it now. Like I found like I really enjoyed the tropical destinations. You know the fact.
Well, of course, I like Nigel Thornberry.
Oh yeah, Nigel's became like a massive meme now. So
he's a meme, but he was. I think that's one thing I did enjoy from the show, even back then. Just Nigel Thornberry.
Nigel's a fucking cooker.
The thing about him though was like, every time you saw him in profile, his mustache looked weird. Like every time he stood on the side, his mustache looked weird. I guess it was like a 3-dimensional sort of thing they were going for, but I always thought it was very weird.
Yeah. That was like in that awkward period of like Nicktoons, you know, that like a late 90s, 2000s, like where the shows were sort of being ironed out, and the only one that really survived was SpongeBob.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say was my least favorite one?
I don't know. I just didn't expect.
You're saying, "Oh, here it comes!" Like, what do you think?
No. I was just surprised. I don't even know what you were gonna say. I was just thinking that it's surprising that I don't know Wild Thorn. I guess that makes sense now that I think about it, because it is like a less noteworthy one. I was thinking maybe the Angry Beavers or something like that.
No, I really love the Angry Beavers. Fantastic show.
Did you notice that this is an Angry Beavers level?
Yeah, I was gonna say this is the dam, isn't it?
I enjoyed the show. I thought it was pretty good. I used to watch it. I didn't think it was as funny as the other shows, but it definitely was enjoyable. I found very entertaining.
I feel like I'd enjoy it more now, actually.
It's really funny. Like I watched it. This is another one of those shows. Jorvan, Liam, and we watched like Ren and Stimpy ad nauseum and Angry Beavers ad nauseum.
See, I've actually got season 1 of CatDog, and I really want to watch more of that, because I thought that was a very absurd show.
It was,
but sort of not as absurd as Ren and Stimpy, where it was getting censored, like where they like had to worry about that kind of thing. You know?
Yeah.
Well, CatDog's phenomenal. Like, that is an amazing show.
Yeah, I remember I watched CatDog for the first time when I was, I think, 4 years old. My mom got one of the seasons on DVD, or no, video would have been a thing at the time. Yeah, VHS. I remember watching, like, this episode where I think Cat eats some capsicum, and it's so hot that he's, like, breathing fire everywhere. And for many years of my life, I believed if I ate capsicum, I would just, like, breathe fire.
The capsicum's the non-hot pepper.
Okay, he ate. He must have eaten a chili pepper. And
that's it.
I mistook it for capsicum. I don't know, but I just remember for many years of my life, I thought if I ate capsicum, I was gonna go crazy and like spit fire everywhere. So
fuck yeah, Spyro.
Ah yes. Oh well, at least you wouldn't run around your house pretending you were charging him.
Yeah.
There's you, Carol. Ratchet 5.
What about, like, I mean, that's pretty much the entire, like, we just pretty much went through every single show represented in this game, except for Hey Arnold. Hey Arnold. which I think in recent times has probably become my favorite Nicktoon.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, how much have you guys watched of it?
All of season 1 and 2.
Oh, really?
I need to watch it.
Where did you find it?
You gave it to me.
Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, how good is it?
Oh,
I've just got to finish season 2. I'm nearly done with season 2.
It's such a good show. It's just the atmosphere, the music, the characters.
I love it.
The save state loading.
I underestimated the show as a kid because it was really deep. So as a young kid, I think some of the themes are too much for young me to handle. But like I remember seeing the Monkey Man episode, and there was just something about that episode that really really touched me as a kid for some reason.
Pigeon Man?
Nah, the Monkey Man one. I know I did see Pigeon Man though, and that really hit me in the feels. Yeah. But something about the Monkey Man episode, I don't know what it was, hit me as a kid. And there was another one where there was.
Are we in the same level?
Yeah, I'm trying to find this fucking shit. Continue.
And there was this one episode where there was a guy who lived on a stairway as well.
Stoop Kid,
that's right. Those episodes really touched me as a kid, so it was definitely too deep for me when I was a kid to watch it as frequently, but it was a show that I kind of really liked, and I really need to watch
What
today.
about the episode where
Vietnam
Arnold
one?
Which one?
The one with the Vietnam girl that went missing, and then he finally reunites with his...
yeah.
This is...
What about the one with the whale where he and his grandma free the whale? Like, that's the saddest thing ever.
Yeah, I've been watching some of them over the past year, but not... I need to watch it from season, like episode 1
episode
to
1,
whatever.
Yeah.
I'm missing out on the continuity and all that. But yeah, I recently watched an episode based off recommendation, the one where like I think Arnold learns about his parents.
Oh man! Yeah,
and then at the
you
end,
jump into
like,
the deep episodes. Like the first few seasons are like sort of establishing, and then 4 and 5 is regarded as like the adult sort of.
Well, it's weird though because they do a good mixture of like deep and like. There's this one episode where it's like they want to turn a disused lot into a baseball field.
Yeah, I love that one. That's such a great.
Yes.
I'm such a fan of episodes like that, like this sort of like grassroots campaign type shit, like building, world building, basically. I love that shit.
I just think Hey Arnold was a really big influence on young me's life. I think it actually like really teaches kids lessons in a way. It's like I wish there were more shows like that for kids to kind of teach kids lessons about life in a very very simplistic yet effective way.
I mean, like another great episode. What about the one where there's a heat wave and they have to get the ice?
Yeah.
Oh, just the like it's really like cool how like they turn like a heat wave into mass hysteria and people's fighting for the ice. Like it's just a interesting. Like you don't see that kind of stuff on other kids shows like you're talking about a show that's like analyzing mass hysteria and taking the piss out of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, what kind of like and like loneliness and
shows aren't that self-aware anymore, you know, like and creating those sort of stories. It's very
What about the episode that tackles everyone's fear of like being trapped in a like enclosed space, like the one where the subway, like the kids have to get home?
Yeah. Oh, that's scary.
And they take the subway home, and like this is a fear that most people would have is like the train breaking down or getting stuck in an elevator or something.
That happened to me when I went to France. I was like, I remember the first thing I thought was like, I'm in a Hey Arnold episode, aren't I?
I know, it's so good, and then they turn it into like because they don't know what's going on really with it, so they think about all the possibilities for it, and all the people start bonding together, and then it turns out it was just rats in the wires.
And then they do that thing with a twist where it's like, oh, was it? You know, like at the end, like when they have those like mystery, like stories that the grandpa tells, and they end up being bullshit. But then
that's a different episode, isn't it?
It is a different episode. But there's one with the train car thing. There is a train like car.
Well, that's the crazy train.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I gotta watch it from start to finish.
Talking about that show, the atmosphere they give in that show as well, like the sky.
Because the music is really good too, as well.
I love
great
the
like
soundtrack.
sampled like soundtrack. Like,
I gotta say, like that, that's hands down my favorite Nicktoon. Like you can have your SpongeBob's, which are funny and and everything, but Hey Arnold strikes the perfect cross section of funny and profound.
Yeah,
exactly.
And it's just, as a kid, it appeals to because you live vicariously through these characters. Like you all sort of could picture like your own group of friends, sort of like this.
Yeah, I could relate to it more. It's something you can relate to because you're a kid. Like I know there's a lot of episodes that just kind of remind me of my childhood, and even at the time when I watched it, it really was my childhood, I suppose. Like, because like I remember, I started watching it when I was in year 4, year 5. That's kind of when the show's kind of set in their age. So.
Well, I mean, it came out for us when we were kids. You know, it's like sort of like they grew up around the same time that like we were their age growing up.
I think it came out in 97 was the first
97?
episode.
Well, yeah. I remember, like, I watched it, like, it went until 2004.
Yeah.
Ish, so I remember, like, I was watching it...
Daria also began in 97.
97, yeah.
Yeah.
But see, the ABC was, like, it lagged a bit at getting these shows to us.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And we didn't know, we were too ignorant to know back then.
Okay, take this for example, Dragon Ball Z... All the kids at school used to talk about it as if, like, they didn't know what was happening with it. They used to speculate on plots. Little did we know, these episodes came out 10 years ago.
Literally, I remember the Majin Buu saga when I was, like, a kid. Every morning I'd watch it and just be like, it was the shit as a kid.
Yeah, I know. It's like, and we didn't know, though, that these episodes had already, like, a years old.
Exactly.
I remember when Dragon Ball GT came out. I honestly thought that was like brand new shit.
Yeah, I thought it was as well. I thought it was like they were moving on with the series, you know.
Yeah.
Things were happening, but I guess apparently it was quite old.
Here's a Wild Thornberrys level, by the way, which doesn't represent it well because I fucking hate this level.
So, I thought they were in Africa, the Wild Thornberrys.
They are, yeah. This is Africa, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
I guess.
It's got the cartoon style down, but.
I remember that crossover they did with the Wild Thornberrys.
Yeah, Rugrats Go Wild.
I never saw that, but I almost forgot it existed.
Nigel's a fucking... I love how they get Nigel, and like he's watching one of Nigel's videos, because what the story about it is that they're a travelling RV, like in the combi or whatever, and they're like doing like, they're making like, you know, documentaries, basically.
Yeah, her mum's the film.
Yeah, that's right.
See, I know, that's an interesting premise to me. And I just think, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I liked it. But, I mean, it was okay.
Pro animal show, wasn't it? I can't remember.
Yeah,
this is
definitely
one of the
big on animal
shows.
rights, because the movie was like about like poachers basically, and like fucking.
Yeah, that's right. Fuck, that's right. I remember when I watched it.
Maybe I just didn't find the show relatable or like.
That could be it. Really.
I just too like. It was just there. Like I never really like. It didn't hook me. Like the premise didn't hook me. Like some of the other shows, because it was always like she had to save like the baby lion or something.
You know, the thing is that I'm pretty sure there was continuity, so that's one thing that I quite like.
There was. I was always waiting for the episode where they'd find out that she could talk to animals.
Yeah, I think it did happen in an episode actually, like not the movie. It did happen. You know how she has the power to talk to animals, but they don't know.
Oh, they don't know. The other guys don't know yet.
Yeah.
There's an episode where her thing gets taken away from her.
It's fucking Darwin.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I can't remember. Like I know in the movie she has to mention the powers, but I think there's a 2-part episode where she does mention that she can talk to animals, but she does it to save her family because they're drowning or something.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So she says it so the mystical dude who gave her the powers would come and take away the powers, but kind of uses magic to save them at the same time.
Then do they forget? Do they forget about it? Because then otherwise, how would the movie make sense?
No, I think they do. I think this takes place after the movie.
Really? Did the show go on after the movie?
It went for a while, I think. I'll look this up now. But
yeah, look it up. Yeah.
But also in the movie, it's like they stretch the powers so that now she can talk to babies and understand them. So like babies are equivalent of animals. Like that was like sort of like the.
By the way, just quickly, I figured out why this mode is hard mode. Hard mode takes away all those super boosts that give you that make you be able to boost for a long time. And fuck this, I'm gonna come last. This is fucking.
Wild Thornberrys went from 98 to 2004, and the movie came out in 2002.
Really? Holy shit! So.
Yeah.
2004 was when I watched the movie. I remember because I was 7.
Yeah, do any of you guys remember Rugrats in Paris?
Yeah, I do.
Yes,
I
loved that
Rugrats in Paris.
That's one of the first movies I ever saw in the cinemas, actually. It was weird because a bunch of my friends from primary school, we all went after primary school to see it in the cinemas together.
Hey, don't joke, it's an amazing movie.
I loved Rugrats, the original Rugrats movie, and I also remember on the bus to our first school camp, they had Rugrats on this little TV
Actually, we didn't talk about Rugrats. We didn't talk about Rugrats yet. Rugrats is a fantastic cartoon. Actually, one of the best ones as well.
Except Rugrats Grown Up is shit because it takes the entire.
I think Al talked about that actually. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I remember watching it. I thought it was all right, but it never captured me or anything.
No, okay. I'm gonna defend Rugrats.
Hold on. I'm gonna mute. I'm gonna go to the toilet for 1 second. So
okay, no worries.
Okay.
I'm gonna defend Rugrats in a sec when he gets back, but. Rugrats is like one of those ones that Rugrats was pretty early on too, like one of the first Nicktoons alongside Doug. Yeah. If you remember. So,
yeah.
Doug,
I think the good thing about Rugrats was like, I watched that when I was 3 years old, and because I was, I guess, somewhat their age, a bit older, when I watched it, I could actually relate to the show for whatever reason, because it was kind of taking on the imaginative state of a young person.
Yeah, exactly. That was what's so cool about it.
So it's like literally a show that 3-year-olds can watch that isn't like fucking Barney the dinosaur or
exactly,
or
yeah. Because babies, like, who would have thought, like, market a show with little kids as well? Like, it's interesting. It's an interesting concept.
Yeah. I remember one of my favorite movies when I was like 3 years old was Baby's Day Out. Have you seen that movie or heard of it?
Baby's Day Out. I haven't. What's it about?
It's a slapstick comedy about a baby who like gets lost in the big city or whatever, and some robbers, like, it's almost like Home Alone but with a baby in the city, and these robbers are trying to get the baby. But like, I could relate to it because the main protagonist was a baby.
A little baby, yeah.
It worked for me when I was like 3 years old. Same with Rugrats. I could just relate to the fact that these were babies being creative as babies, so it worked.
Yeah, I think I've heard. I reckon I remember the front cover of it. But as Angus returns, yes. I was going to say, my defense of Rugrats, All Grown Up, is that yes, what you were going to say was that you're going to say it takes away the purpose of what Rugrats is, right? It's about babies growing up. Right, that's your point.
It's not about babies growing up. It's just about the world through the eyes of a baby.
Yeah. See, what I feel like Rugrats All Grown Up is it's saying it's actually taking you out of that reality and going, here's what life actually is, kids. And see, because there's actually some really entertaining episodes where they, it isn't meant to be viewed in the same way as Rugrats with like this imaginative world. It's like it's meant to be this show for people that grew up with Rugrats, in a similar way to like possibly. Toy Story.
But they did an episode of the show where they were grown up. That was enough, I think.
No, but as the show, there's a lot, and like, but if you think about it, the Rugrats universe was quite expansive. Believe it or not, with lip shits and all that. I love seeing Spike the dog be old and getting sick, and the parents were older, and like how Angelica, how their personalities as children impacted the way that Tommy was a natural born leader in the show, right? Angelica became the brat. Like, it basically showed what happened to these people. And yes, you could say one episode's good, but there actually wasn't that many episodes of All Grown Up. I think it was only 3 or 4 seasons, so it wasn't like the 9 or 10 seasons of Rugrats. So I feel like it's one of those ones that's sort of a victim of the fact that we were older when we started to watch it, so the nostalgia dies. But I bet you that if you went onto a YouTube comment about All Grown Up, you'd get a generation slightly younger than us that would go, holy shit, I loved All Grown Up, and viewed it in a similar way to Rugrats. So
possibly, I was just thinking about this, like, I think my 2 absolute favorite episodes of Rugrats. My number 1 favorite episode is the episode where Tommy gets abducted by aliens.
Oh, that's fantastic.
That is pure nostalgia. My absolute favorite episode of that show.
The music and just the vibe of it. It's so creepy. God, I actually own that episode. Yeah.
My second favorite one is where it's like a Star Wars parody, obviously, just because they reenact Star Wars. Sort of thing.
Oh yeah. I think I remember that episode because I watched Star Wars when I was 4 years old. So
and also I love the first movie. The first movie tugs at my heartstrings.
Look at this. This place is the first movie.
Oh,
oh my god!
It is. Oh shit!
But like the rejection of a younger brother.
Like, how cool is the scene? How cool is how it all happened? That's just so funny how it all happened. Like the truck picking them up and shit. Like, it's just That's just
and that bit where like Tommy and Dill are in the the hollowed out tree and it's raining. Oh my god, that kills me.
Just thinking about it.
I'm tearing up just thinking about
as a
that.
kid. Oh my god, I think that of any movie that made me cry, that was the first movie to actually like fucking stab me in the heart with feels.
Oh god,
that's some good shit.
I love it with these sort of Nicktoons where when they have a movie, the seasons that follow it like retain the canon of the movie.
Now but arguably though, the deal after deal is when the show's quality declined. So it's kind of unfortunate. And then they added Kimmy as well, and then it's sort of...
the thing is, like, in the Rugrats that go to Paris or whatever, like, doesn't his dad marry...
He does marry Kimmy's mum, yeah.
And then like...
Yellow fella.
But then after that, that's when it takes a dive, when Chucky's dad's married and Kimmy's in there. Like, I mean, she's fine, but like...
Yeah,
I guess it was satisfying to see someone who was like one of the lonely characters.
Well, because Finster's arc is tragic. I mean, his wife dies of like cancer or something like that.
Yeah. That bit where you see like the
dating profile,
the montage of like Chucky and him growing, like, you know, Chucky as a baby and his mum's there and then she dies and it's just I forget where that is. That's in the movie Rugrats in Paris.
Yeah.
It's like you see the montage of like family photos and videos, I think. And it's like, you know, Chucky's dad and mum are like, come on, Chucky, as he starts walking, and they give him his first pair of glasses and everything. And then the mother dies.
Yeah, that's...
Like, oh, God.
That's a sad scene.
That was so sad.
Is Rugrats in Paris the movie where it has like that... There's like a mother-son dance thing?
Yeah.
And then Chucky's like by himself?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And then at the end, at the end of the movie, when they go back to that place... There's like, you know, Chucky dances with Kimmy's mum, and oh, for fuck's sake, Chucky dances with Kimmy's mum, and then Finster, you know, what's Chaz, you know, dates Chaz dates Kimmy. Yeah.
Oh god, that's a bit creepy.
You know what's funny about the Rugrats in Paris movie is that the first scene is a parody of The Godfather. You know, the Godfather.
It is.
Yeah.
I probably haven't seen that movie in 15 years.
No, I want to watch it. Yeah, next Europe trip, I guess. Let's put that.
We'll watch it as we go to Paris. Sure.
Yeah.
We should.
Yeah, it's crazy actually to think like it has literally been 15 minutes. 15 minutes. 15 years since I saw
long
that.
15 minutes.
To say it was 15 years ago, like that's.
Because I remember when it came out. I think.
It came out in the year 2000.
Yeah, I remember then. Yeah, because I was like, what, 4 years old?
You would have been around 4, yeah.
Yeah, so... I remember when it came out and watching... I think I did watch it in cinemas, because I remember people laughing at the Who Let the Dogs Out thing.
Oh, yeah!
Good shit.
Like, that song was in this movie as well.
Let the dogs out.
You know, I literally cannot remember this movie, except for the fact that I believe the Reptar goes crazy
at the end, yeah.
And Stu, no, and Stu has to fix it because he developed it and designed it, and then they all get all expenses paid trip to Paris.
That's right. Oh yeah, see, that's awesome. That's a great plot.
Yeah,
I gotta watch that. Holy shit.
Yeah. And Daddy Daycare, I think I watched that as well.
Daddy Daycare, yeah.
This is like a pure nostalgia fest. Anyone who's watching this Let's Play who grew up in Australia in the early 2000s
is loving it right now.
Is loving this.
It's like all two of you, but you know.
It's a very like niche time period, isn't it? Like, but I think the internet's like Australian people on the internet love this like time period.
Yeah, I don't think there's a single person that wouldn't have enjoyed that time unless they were being like harassed or something.
There's like so many things you can pull from. Like I just recall like
holy shit! I just found a new shortcut.
Childhood. I miss childhood.
Childhood was pretty cool.
You never really think about it until you're older. There's like...
I'm a 2000s kid.
It's like, technically, you probably could just, like, flip the TV on it and, like, just get a selection of just shows you used to watch and put them on and try to relive it. But it's not the same, I don't think.
Yeah.
But having said that, I'm still one of those people that's willing to watch all of Hey Arnold again. And I love As Told by Ginger, which is unfortunately a victim of this time period as well, where it appeared at this weird time where people just weren't ready for, like... fucking like continuity in TV, like that show to the extreme, like they wear different clothes. You know what I mean? That's like a huge like thing. I mean, it sounds like nothing, but it is. Characters wearing different clothes is a big deal.
Yeah, especially animated.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know what it was about the show I didn't like as a kid. Maybe the
I didn't love it
thing.
either.
I never watched the show as a kid.
Oh, it's a big show. I've watched the first 12.
It's a big show.
It's the big bad show tonight.
Is it what's it all about? Like Because I never really got
a preteen girl growing up, going to school and like making friends with like the most popular chick, and kind of like being able to like sort of balance out her life. You know what I mean?
That's
like,
why it doesn't relate to me at all. Like I don't
sell out. No, shut up, idiot. Trust me, it's really good.
Also, she's a ranger, so I don't like her.
Fuck off.
You having a problem with that pole there, Andrew?
Yeah, what's he?
But yeah,
and,
like
yeah, it's about like school and stuff like that. You know, like going to school and like living, getting in the cliques.
It's weird to think like like most of my experiences in life, like my early experiences in life, are just basically shaped around whatever ABC put on from 3 to 5 o'clock or 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock. Like that 3-hour period in the afternoon that ABC put on is like that's my entire life right there.
It really has, hasn't it?
Like, it's impacted me profoundly. Like, Round the Twist. You know, remember that show?
Oh, Round the Twist. That's a big Australian relic.
Yes.
Fantastic. One of my all-time favorite shows.
That show, I think it scared me as a kid, though.
It did me too. It scared me. It scared the fuck out of me. Yep. And the Ghost Whisperer scared the shit out. I had my first nightmare where I thought I saw a ghost in my room, and I was terrified. But like the thing is, it was like I was awake when it happened.
Was it like sleep paralysis or something?
No. Oh god, imagine sleep paralysis like a 5-year-old.
Oh, that would suck because I've had it before and it sucks.
Yeah, it sounds like the most terrifying thing in the whole world.
It really is, and it's just like, even when you know it's not real, it's just like, fuck it, it's there. Who gives a shit? I'm scared.
Yeah.
So I don't like it. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. Not that you can control it, but it's like, still, I wouldn't recommend it.
Fuck wrong with it.
Now, how about Freaky Stories? Remember that show?
Was it Australian?
What?
Yeah, no, it wasn't.
What was that about?
It was like it used to be on. It was about a 5-minute show on about 5:55 or like 5:50, maybe went for 10 minutes, and like it was basically about. It was like an anthology show where every episode they told like a different sort of ghost story type thing, and like the narrator always used to start the episodes with, "It happened to a friend of mine."
Oh yeah, I remember that.
That's familiar.
It was an animated show, but it had like a CGI.
Do you remember Soap Opera? Soap Opera.
Oh my!
You know
that show's still on today.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, that is the best thing ever.
Oh. Well, how about
Johnson and Friends? No, just kidding.
Johnson and Friends. That's more like.
That's like when we were babies. Yeah, I was gonna say, what about Jeopardy? Anyone remember Jeopardy?
Oh, fucking Jeopardy! Yes.
Jeopardy was the
Jeopardy,
shit.
That was in that 5:30 time slot.
Jeopardy was scary, like it's like aliens and shit, like.
Because it was set in Australia, and you felt like it could happen in.
Wasn't it like Canadian or like Scottish or something like that?
Scottish.
Wow.
Jeopardy.
And like there's alternate endings. There's 3 endings they played.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ace Lightning and
I remember that. The carnival thing.
I was addicted to Ace Lightning. It was like my dreams a reality. Video games in real life.
Oh man, I was such an Ace Lightning mark. I had the Ace Lightning official guidebook and everything. And
do you have the game?
No, not the game. Like it was a book about the TV show. It was like there's like a visual dictionary.
Was Ace Lightning Canadian?
I believe so.
Yeah, Canadians some good shit. You know, it's a great Canadian show I've been watching recently, guys. Orphan Black. Really, really entertaining.
This isn't from my childhood.
Shut the fuck up. Orphan Black is, so Canadians, you guys can make good TV too, don't worry.
Yeah, Ace Lightning and Orphan Black. There's another show that was on about that time as well. I'm just trying to remember. It had in my head a second ago, but I forgot.
One of the shows that I had, I was nearly moved to tears at the intro, was this show called Tiny Planets. And it was like
Tiny Planet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that the thing with the weird
Bing and bong,
fluffy
bing
thing?
and bong.
Yes.
Heroes of the universe, adventures every day from our home in space.
Yeah.
Oh god.
That show, when I listened to it, my whole body went completely cold, and I was literally on the verge of tears. That's how nostalgia. That's true nostalgia. When your body actually reacts to it in such a primal
when you shut
way.
Down.
Yeah, it's just because I hadn't heard it in so long.
It was a weird show as well.
It's bizarre. It's like Ratchet and Clank. They go to these different planets and they solve these problems.
But it wasn't even for our demographic or anything. I don't know.
It was a bit below. Yeah.
I used to watch the fuck out of that.
I love that
shit.
shit. I love that shit.
I used to watch the fuck out of that shit.
It was mysterious. It was
you guys...
really interesting, I suppose.
Do you guys remember Batfink?
Batfink.
Do you remember Batfink at all? It was like
What was that about?
It was basically this. They must have had a million episodes of this show. It was always on just before the news, just in the 5:55 time slot as well. And essentially, it was like, I guess, a 1960s sort of superhero-ish show, but it was supposed to be a comedy, like parody of superheroes.
Right.
It went for like 5 minutes, and it was basically about a guy called Batfink and his racist Japanese stereotype partner, whose name was Kung Fu. And every episode, they were trying to stop Professor Go-Go or something.
Oh, I think I do remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I won.
Or
I
Pigeon
won.
Boy.
Guys, this Let's Play is over. Your nostalgia train's gonna have to stop.
Pigeon Boy. I haven't spoken about Pigeon Boy yet.
Oh, Pigeon Boy.
Or Angela Anaconda. Man.
Oh, Angela Anaconda.
Yeah, Barrow downloaded the entirety of that series.
Well, how about the movie,
Yes.
the Digimon the movie, where they had the Angela Anaconda short before it?
Did they do
had
that?
that in it.
Yeah, it was like this weird Digimon movie where they had like a 15-minute Angela Anaconda prequel to it. That was like actually the official prologue to it. Like it's on everything. Like when you start the movie up, that thing plays.
Holy shit!
It's just weird. Yeah, it's weird.
That's
So you finished.
bizarre.
So Let's Play's over.
It's over. I'll let you guys talk for a little bit longer because I want to show you off the really cool thing here. Look at this. You can do a relay. Have a look at this.
Okay, well I'll continue nostalgia.
Yeah, you got 3 minutes. So
I'm trying to remember. Like there's this other show I was gonna bring up. Like it was a sort of super serial show. And it was on at like 5:30 ish. But I just can't remember it for the life of me.
Did anyone watch Cornel and Bernie?
yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
What was that show?
It was the one with the fat guy and his talking dog.
I do.
Do you remember Old Tom?
Yes.
Old
yes.
Tom,
Tom,
yes.
the
Is that the
Australian-
one with the cat with an eye patch? Yes.
Yeah.
I don't remember anything about it, but I remember kind of vaguely, yes.
I remember there used to be this awesome show on Nickelodeon when I first got Nickelodeon. So let's see, you switch. It's like a relay, and it's like one-on-one races. And you play as the show was about it was called Cousin Skeeter, and it was about this like puppet type thing, like friend with this black puppet friend with it was a wisecracking ass, and yeah, it was an interesting show. But I think that was only Nickelodeon only. So,
Do you guys remember Mr. Meaty by any chance?
oh, of course, I've got the whole first season.
That show was like this weird show. I was like obsessed with it. I played the online website game they had of that show. Even
Yeah,
it was like
that show got
platform.
cancelled, unfortunately.
I don't blame them for canceling it.
Well, it wasn't that bad.
It was easy.
Going down from Mr. Meaty with friends, meat.
Meat. Yeah. After this, I'm gonna listen to that Bing and Bong theme because that's.
Get ready for chills.
Oh god, you think singing it like. Bing and Bong, there's a tiny planet.
You're actually your body's like can't help it at this point.
A new exciting day, and we're on our way.
Oh, yes.
That's the theme song exactly.
Here we go. I'm gonna win. Oh, I've lost. Oh my god. Backstage politics have screwed me again.
Oh, show me how you can tell it's plankton. By the way,
He just said like I have you now, like in the plankton voice. Like they didn't even make it not obvious.
yeah, but you said you can see his arms.
Yeah, but you have to watch the opening cutscene again. So I
Oh,
can't do
watch
that.
the opening cutscene.
No.
Fuckhead.
Okay, guys, it's over. Nicktoons fucking racing is finally over.
I think this was a true retrospective because we were talking about things.
Yeah,
from,
it was. Not that I don't like it. It's just that I had to do it 3 times, and then the hard difficulty was really hard. So, there was no lies there. But anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. Thanks for Nintendo 64th and Mr. Fraser Films 2009 for an exhilarating discussion about
Is that your
childhood.
username still? Is it Mr. Fraser Films?
I think I've changed. I mean, it's still
Fraser
the URL
Long,
if
but-
you want to subscribe. Mr. Fraser Films 2009 /user,
Yeah.
But I've changed my name to just Fraser Long because I don't really open up that way anymore on YouTube.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Mr. Long, and you're watching.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Fraser Films 2009 horribly dates it.
Yeah. I don't know what I was thinking when I made the name, but
All right,
now I'm
guys.
stuck with it.
Mr. Fraser Films 2009. It's never going to go away. As long as he has the account, no matter what he calls himself on the thing, it will always be 2009. So remember, guys, if you want to go back to 2009, subscribe. And if you want to go back to 1964, check out Nintendo Gen 64.
Universe.